Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Donald Trump, your president, wants the Washington Commanders football team to name their new $3.7 billion stadium after him. Now, why would they do that? Well, according to Trump, if it wasn't for him, the stadium build-out would have never come to fruition in the first place. It is because he stroked the signature that put the wheels into motion in the first place to build the new stadium. So he thinks it's a good idea for them to name the stadium after him. Y'all think it's gonna happen? Give me a thumbs up if you think it'll happen. Thumbs down if you say, nah, man, they're not gonna go for that. I don't know, fam. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I will say this. Those stadiums receive millions of dollars a year in naming rights. And I don't see how they're going to compensate for that, right? How are they gonna offset the cost that they have factored in? You know, they baked in the money that they was going to receive from naming rights. That's a big deal. Naming rights is a big deal. Some of these companies out here paying up to $30 million, $40 million a year for naming rights. A year. So I don't see how they're just gonna let that money just go like that. You know, maybe they could, name a bathroom after him since he's full of shit. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Maybe, name the, what do they call those porta potties, porta potties outdoors or something, if they got some of those outdoors. Maybe they can do that, for the tailgating side of things. This dude is worried about everything except the American people collectively. I mean, worried about the people. Like, what's up with those SNAP benefits? Every day is something new with this dude. Every single day, without fail, he never fails to disappoint. Yeah, so anyway, fam, what's up with those Epstein files? Any word on that lately? Any word on lowering those tariffs? There's so many small companies right now suffering from him raising those tariffs. I don't know how they're going to do it. They always figure out a way to run the propaganda machine at full speed during the holidays. So I'm interested to know how they're going to get people to the stores. I know that they're going to run a lot of deep discounts. They will do that. They'll discount as much as they have to get those items flying off the shelf. So they'll figure that piece out. But those naming rights, just on the surface, I can't see it, but he has so much power. He's such a bully. And so many of these people who are in position of power, even millionaires and billionaires, they're such cowards. I mean, cowards, that they were asked to his demands. They just let this dude push them around. I'm like, man, use some of that money to get them off you. You know what I'm talking about? Use that money. I mean, what's the purpose of having that type of wealth, you know what I'm saying, if you can't use it to get people off you? Yeah. Trump uses his money. Well, he uses his power now. He used to use his money. So at first, he didn't have the type of juice that he has now. Now he can use his power. But he used to use his money to get people off of him. Now he uses his power because he got a lot of power with that stroke of that pen in Washington. He wants the Washington Commanders to change the name of their stadium. Well, not change the name, but to name their stadium after him. So here's my question. What's going to stop him once he does that? Let's say he does it and get away with it. What's going to stop him from contacting other stadium, well, not stadium, but other groups, right? Other team groups and officials in the future, and bullying them into naming their new stadium after him or renaming their stadium after him. Because when those contracts end, some of those stadiums, they may be at the end of their 30-year contract or their 15-year contract. Normally they do like 20 and 30-year contracts. So they may be at the end of that contract. What's going to stop them from renaming their stadium after him? What's going to stop him from bullying the next people? See, this is why you got to put a bully in his place. You got to stop bullies, man. You can't allow a person to bully you, because if they do it once, they will do it twice. You cannot negotiate with a bully. A bully is going to keep going until something happens that makes them afraid to keep going. You got to put something on them, right? Otherwise, there's no incentive. Bullies are heartless. They have no compassion. They're not capable of empathy. You dig? So when you're dealing with them, you gotta be heartless. You know, at least while you're dealing with them. Once you finish them off, then you can get back to doing whatever it is that you do, or however it is that you are, you can get back to that. But in the meantime, in between time, you gotta handle those bullies, man. And couldn't be me, man. That kind of money out, something, man. Oh yeah, yeah. Trump knows his beans from his cornbread, because remember when he was on trial, that look he had on his face when they had him sitting there, he was defeated, but he was saying in the back of his mind, I'm still Trump and I still got these MAGA supporters. And if it's any kind of way whatsoever for me to continue going and continuing, at that point had already allowed him to continue campaigning for president. And you can go back and look at the picture of him. He had that look on his face like, yeah, payback is a mother. I'm gonna get every last one of them. The first opportunity I get, they better hope like hell I don't regain the Oval Office, because I'm gonna use it to my advantage, and I am going to get revenge on every single one of my enemies. And that's what he's doing now. In fact, hell, he's creating new enemies and pushing people around. Everybody getting pushed around and bullied. And they're all running like chickens with their heads cut off because they're scared. They ain't got no backbones, you know? None of them. Well, very few. It's worth noting that $2.7 billion of the build-out will come from the team. Guess who pays for the other $1 billion? Ding, 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 ding. You guessed it. Taxpayers. That's cold-blooded. They're asking the taxpayers for $1 billion. We're not even asking. They're taking $1 billion from the taxpayers and won't even give them SNAP benefits. Won't even feed them. It's their money too. Keep that in mind. I got an idea for the name of the stadium. The Orange Bowl. No more talk.